Hello and welcome to HackerRank Radio. This is your host Adil Bandukwala. We're pleased to have with us today Naveed Zahid, Director Engineering Transformation and Core Engineering, and Liana Kaleri, Talent Acquisition Consultant at Manulife. Manulife Financial Corporation is a leading international financial services group that helps people make their decisions easier and lives better. With their global headquarters in Toronto, Canada, Manulife operates offices across Canada, Asia, and Europe, and primarily as John Hancock in the United States. They provide financial advice, insurance, and wealth and asset management solutions for individuals, groups, and institutions. At the end of 2019, Manulife had more than 35,000 employees, over 98,000 agents, and thousands of distribution partners serving almost 30 million customers. They trade as MFC on the Toronto, New York, and the Philippine stock exchanges and under 945 in Hong Kong. Pleased to have you with us today, Liana and Naveed. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Adil. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
All right, with that, let's get into the heart of our podcast today, bringing developers' careers to life. When smart people with a passion for technology get together, they create things that change the world. From a careers perspective, Manulife talks about unlimited opportunities to develop and succeed. Tell us a little about how you go about executing this philosophy. Liana, would love to start with you and get the talent perspective.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great question. Thanks, Adil. So I want to start off by saying we're really on a digital transformation journey, and a big foundation of that is talent within technology. So about 2 years ago, the IT career framework was created here at Manulife to attract, develop, and retain IT talent. That really aligned with what a lot of other tech companies were doing and continue to follow as well. So this framework really provides dual career tracks for managers and subject matter experts. It's really enabling us to have a dynamic work environment and really a win-win for employees and Manulife. I also want to talk a bit about the technologies we're using, such as JavaScript, React, Node.js, GraphQL, JMeter, New Relic, and Azure, to name a few. And Azure, of course, as our cloud service provider. And lastly, Adil, we're offering a really flexible and supportive work environment. Culture matters here, and we are sure to tie this into as an opportunity to develop and succeed. Especially in these times, we are staying connected and engaged via Microsoft Teams.
You spoke a little bit about culture, and on that is my next question, Liana. At Manulife, you have an amazing mission, and I'm sure you can correlate that a lot to your culture. The mission is decisions made easier, lives made better. This is so profound. How does one go about weaving this mission into the heart of their recruiting strategy, Liana?
Absolutely. We really tie that to high performing teams and being a digital customer leader. A big part of our strategic priorities that support this mission and the recruiting strategy that you were just talking about. So, really by modernizing our core systems, Manulife is providing agile platforms to support new business models and improve key processes. We go back to the foundation of this discussion. Manulife's cloud-trained engineers have tackled a range of work, like developing new channels for customer interactions and migrating, and really in some cases, really upgrading existing on-premises systems to take advantage of Azure capabilities. We've also ventured to ensure that human-centered design, or HCD, is weaved into our development processes to ensure that our customer experiences with technology are front and center. So, Adil, what differentiates us from other organizations, you ask? So even at the co-op level, you are involved. I hear this all the time, when speaking to candidates. The best innovations are in the cloud, and these technologies that we use are reasons candidates are motivated to apply. Like I said, as a recruiter, every day I'm doing phone screens and such, and it's really an exciting journey that potential applicants want to be a part of here at Manulife.
That's very exciting, Liana. And you spoke about two things. One, how you're building stuff on Azure. But the other thing that you interestingly said is that innovation today is happening in the cloud. And it takes me back to a quote I read many, many years back from Bill Gates, who said that business will happen at the speed of thought. and he wrote a book about it. And I remember reading that book. And on that, let me ask Naveed my next question. Naveed, like we know, business is happening at the speed of thought. But what does it really take to bring developers' careers to life? Like, is there a framework or a science to making this happen? How did you go about envisioning this? How do you actually go about delivering this?
That's a great question, Adil. And I think it just goes back to innovation and thinking out of the box to really achieve that. So at Manulife, we really do focus on having a number of key initiatives that really narrow in on that career development of our engineers, which should be front and center for being competitive and innovative in this industry. So Liana did mention this a little bit earlier. We do have our IT career framework. And so that's where it allows our engineers to have very, very clear expectations of not only what the role entails, but more importantly, how do I get ahead? How do I get promoted in our organization? So that's sort of the foundation that we've laid at Manulife to really help embrace that idea. But it goes beyond that. And so what Manulife does is really we invest heavily in the learning and growth of our employees. And that's where we have programs like Manulife University. So let me spend a little bit of time talking about Manulife University. So it is around a 2-week-long program, and we have various different streams. We have our software engineering, quality engineering, reliability engineering, performance engineering, platform engineering, and security engineering programs. So various disciplines of our engineers in our organization. But what sets us apart is that it's practical and it's hands-on. And we do so through labs, as well as something that we call a proof of technology, where after they've done their learning phase, they get to actually apply the technologies that we've taught them hands-on. And this is where technologies like React, GraphQL, AKS, New Relic, just to name a few, really come into play. So not only do we teach them, it's practical. They get to use it. And this has been highly successful at Manulife. So we've had about 700 Manulife engineers going through our various programs. So highly successful. And that's just one more of those things that really help differentiate Manulife as an engineering organization with our culture of learning and growth. But it goes beyond that as well. So to talk about culture, you really have to mean it. And that's where building that engineering community and culture at Manulife really is important. So we do things like our internal hackathons that we try to run quarterly. But then beyond that, it's how do we celebrate our engineers and that engineering community? Well, we run quarterly dev days where we get to celebrate, we get to talk about the achievements, and really just highlight within the organization that engineers are collectively working together to build great things and to innovate. When it comes to our leadership team, it's also equally important for our leaders to be able to start investing in our engineers' growth and development. And so that's why it's really ingrained in how we lead engineers at Manulife to really make sure that they're getting opportunities through internal rotations onto other teams, but also we have partnerships with various online learning technologies as well to really make sure that upskilling is front and center for our engineers as well. So a lot of those details, as well as just that overall culture at Manulife, you can find tons of details on that on our website at developer.manulife.ca.
That is really, really interesting to hear, Naveed, because you talked about how Manulife University is actually creating impact, because you talked about results. 700 plus developers have actually gone through this, and they're facing this every single day in the form of a front end. Now, what I'd love to understand a little bit more is what are one or two holy grail metrics from an engineering and recruiting standpoint that matter to you most, Naveed, as an engineering leader? We'd love to get Liana's perspective as well, because she's got her own book of metrics as well. But I'd love to understand from you first, what matters to you from a metric standpoint, and why are these particular metrics important, and how do you go about using them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to start. So as I'm sure you know, Adil, as well as Liana and I know very well, is that recruiting for engineers is just so competitive now. And just finding that right individual is just even harder. So for us, one of the key holy grail metrics that we really look at from a recruiting standpoint for engineering is that we just want to try to minimize that overall time to that hiring process so that we remain constantly competitive with the various other tech companies that we're trying to attract this talent with. So what we really try to do is minimize that. And the golden standard for us is less than 2 weeks from that initial contact to that offer letter. Other things that we try to do to really make this experience as optimal as possible, we're trying to always find opportunities for automating the onboarding experience for our engineers, just to make sure that that overall experience is exceptional for our future employees. So for us, it's all about how do we minimize the time to attract talent as much as possible? And we actually do try to make sure that we capture those metrics to find opportunities to always improve in how we do things at Manulife from a recruitment standpoint. But Liana, what are some of the key metrics that we look at from a recruitment standpoint that you think?
Yeah, for sure. And, like Adil said, I have my own book over here, but this isn't really just talent acquisition. This is company-wide diversity and inclusion. This really matters to us. Over the next 2 years, Manulife and John Hancock are investing more than $3.5 million to promote this diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace and even in the communities we serve. So, it's a really dynamic time to be a part of something like this. The goals are threefold. So it's really to increase the representation of diverse talent at all levels in the organization. It's to create greater inclusion across the company, through our enhanced training. This is happening at all levels as well. And really to support organizations helping Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities. So that is certainly one of the holy grail metrics, to add to Naveed's other comments. We also have initiatives such as, women in tech, great mentorship programs. We really care about the onboarding experience, and that really echoes again Naveed's comments, how that all ties into retention and the engineering program.
Awesome. So two unique perspectives there. For the engineering persona, what we're clearly seeing is that time to hire matters a lot. And I think it matters a lot because it directly correlates to, from a company definition perspective, what we call as time to value. Because if you're able to get talent sooner, you're able to ship faster. And eventually, that has direct impact on a company's top and bottom line. But at the same time, I think what Liana said is also very, very interesting, because increasingly, reports after reports, year after year, have shown that if you've got a diverse talent pool, that also ties back directly to your firm's operating income and profitability. So fascinating listening into all this, Liana and Naveed. And clearly there seems to be a great handshake between the talent acquisition or the broader HR and engineering functions. Let's move on to my next question. Liana, will start with you if that's okay. How does HackerRank fit into your hiring process? What problems does it help solve? And how do you align with bringing developers' careers to life?
So I would say one of the most important aspects of how we hire here at Manulife, and it just goes back to what I was saying again about, diversity and inclusion. It's really to minimize bias in our hiring practices. So, when talking about problems and how does it help us solve, I would say HackerRank is really allowing us to remove bias and focus on that true technical competence of the individual. So, using the unbiased scoring system, we can really achieve this. And Adil, in these fully remote times, we've been home 7 to 8 months now. Candidates can complete tests at home and on their own schedule. This has been a great success for us as a hiring company.
All right. So from a recruiting perspective, you're saying elimination of bias and moving a recruiting process remote are two top priorities. And that's where you feel HackerRank is adding impact. Naveed, would love to understand from you, is this different for you? Are the benefits different? Are they largely the same? What's your viewpoint?
It's actually really much aligned. So one of the key things that we try to strive for on my team, Engineering Transformation, is to ensure that we find top talent, but also how do we do so without any bias being impacted in making our decisions. So HackerRank, tied with our existing recruitment processes, really strive for ensuring that the bias, but as well as finding that top talent, is aligned perfectly. And that's why we're so excited about leveraging HackerRank, and the particular developer skills platform has just been so key to our overall hiring strategy and our success as well.
Awesome. So how do you go about measuring the success of the HackerRank subscription? You talked a little bit about leveraging HackerRank's developer skills platform. Tell us a little bit about what does success mean to you?
Well, I think what I will want to first do is just take a step back and talk about how we're using the developer skills platform, because that really ties in how we measure success as well. So, like I was saying, it was all about leveraging this developer skills platform to really ensure that we have a really solid hiring strategy for our engineering teams. So I'm going to take a look at it from just the various different phases of the skills platform. So we'll start off by looking at the plan phase of the developer skills platform. So this is where we start looking at our overall roles and levels at Manulife, leveraging that IT career framework. And so what HackerRank has done, it's enabled us to start curating those tests that we're sending out as part of our self-assessments, at-home assessment, but then also we're leveraging it for our code pair interviews as well. When you take a look at the screen phase, so this is with that simplified scoring mechanism, which is great. It's just made it so easier for our recruiters, but also our hiring managers to really identify that top talent with a high level of confidence, but more importantly, without any bias being included in there as well. For the interview phase, we're leveraging CodePair as part of our engineering hiring panel. So what this now has allowed us to do is to interact with our candidates as naturally as possible to assess their skills, as well as how they collaborate with our engineers in our organization through a pair programming manner. And this is really important at Manulife. So we have situations where our engineers have to pair with other engineers. And so that's one of those key things that we do look at as well when we're doing that interview process. We love the way that you're also able to capture feedback from multiple interviewers at the same time, which is really, again, instrumental at minimizing that bias during that code pair interview. We're really excited about the rank feature, which I know was just recently introduced as well. We're really excited to start applying that in how we're identifying talent, as well as making a decision a whole lot faster as well. So I know that functionality was just recently introduced. We're really excited to start embedding that as part of our process as well. So now that you understand how we're leveraging HackerRank in our hiring process, how do we measure success? Well, it's all about integration and how we hire engineers. And so that's where when we do ask our engineering candidates to complete a HackerRank test, that's one of those key things that we do look at. And so since 2019, we've sent out about 640 tests, and we've been really fortunate that we've been able to get a completion rate of about 78% when you take a look at those total number of tests that we sent out since 2019. That number goes up even higher when we start taking a look at it globally, but our focus area right now is Canada. As part of our panel interview process, we've also been leveraging the code pair, like I mentioned. And so we're trying to make sure that we capture how well those candidates perform in that virtual in-person interview setting. So to date, we've actually completed about 230 code pair interviews. So those numbers are great, but how do we start looking at it from a return on investment perspective? This is where it gets really interesting. So at Manulife, we've calculated that we've saved about $215,000 since 2019 because HackerRank allows us to start ensuring that we're only bringing candidates that we feel that have the skills that we're looking for, as well as the fit to that code pair interview. So when you start taking a look at it, the overall return on investment, we really do feel that HackerRank's been a success at Manulife.
That is music to our ears, Naveed, because not only are you creating transformational impact, but you're really going about deconstructing the entire remote hiring process, which we've been advocating for a while, which is, going about planning first, then screening, then interviewing, and then eventually ranking, because that's where you actually benchmark people, not on pedigree, but actually on skill. And basis skill, you actually get them onto your teams, because if they've got the skill, they're already excited about Manulife because they've chosen you as a career option, then they're ready to go from day one. And that's how your time to value can really, really decrease in terms of you'll be able to go to market faster. Liana, let's come to you. To ensure a steady and active talent pipeline, there needs to be very, very strong alignment between engineering and technology and hiring functions. Now, what's the secret to this strong alignment that enables careers to thrive at Manulife is something that I'm really, really keen to know.
Okay. I don't know, Naveed, do we want to share our secret?
Oh, that's a tough question. But you know what? We like you, Adil, so we're going to share it with you.
Okay, we'll give you a little something. I guess it'll help others out there as well, but we will share a little bit of our secret. I would say for sure a strong candidate pipeline, that's what really enables careers to thrive here at Manulife. But to go even further, it's really the amazing partnership between talent acquisition and our hiring managers. An initiative just like this, Adil, thank you again for having us and really featuring Manulife, because it's really these kind of partnerships between the business. It's what keeps us going. We have frequent touch bases. We've attended career fairs together, of course, when we could in person, and then probably moving forward a little bit more virtually. But these are the things that, really keep us going, keep us communicating. We ensure there's input and involvement on both sides.
I'd like to add on to that as well, Adil, if you don't mind. So it's just all about bringing it back to what Manulife's pillars are, which is just around community and innovation. And so that sense of community is really key. And that just goes even with the interaction and collaboration with talent acquisition and talent recruitment. It's just all about bringing it together. And then innovation is key. And that's where leveraging tools like HackerRank really allows us to level that up even further. Yes, we're using cloud technologies. We're always doing really cool things with the technologies at Manulife, but now we're leveraging other technologies like HackerRank to really innovate and improve that hiring practices as well. And it also just goes right back to one of our core values at Manulife, which is getting it done together. So Liana and I, we work really well together. We know that it's a collaboration, and that's the secret sauce to our success, is that the only way to do this is by working together and getting it done together.
Awesome. That's a wrap on our podcast. You heard Naveed Zahid, Director Engineering Transformation and Core Engineering, and Liana Kaleri, Talent Acquisition Consultant at Manulife, which just a few days back has been recognized by Forbes on its 2020 World's Best Employer list, putting the leading international financial services group in the top 100 best employers globally. Liana, Naveed, this has been really, really fun. I really enjoyed listening to your insights. I can't wait to take this live for the world's talent leaders and developers who are keen to listen to your insights just like I was. Thank you for being part of this podcast.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much, Adil.
Thanks, Adil. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. That was your host, Adil Bandukwala, signing off for HackerRank Radio with Naveed Zahid and Liana Kaleri.
You've been listening to HackerRank Radio, the podcast dedicated to discussing the challenges and the opportunities in building and developing world-class engineering teams. Brought to you by HackerRank, the developer skills company.